Hello, everybody. Welcome to the YINZER Brothers podcast. I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim, and we are the YINZER Bros. We are now in full swing of the offseason here. We are steaming toward the draft. The Steelers have made some moves. They're positioning themselves for, I don't know, maybe a good draft. We'll see. I don't
What are
know.
they, TJ? What are they positioning themselves for?
Well, they've made some decent moves. We'll talk about that in a second,
I don't
Tim.
know what the hell they're doing, TJ.
Well, I think they got a plan. I think they have a plan. I mean, if you could see like behind you, part of that plan is going to be Aaron Rodgers, perhaps. We'll talk about that in a second. But so, Tim, how do you feel the Steelers are positioning themselves so far from a free agency standpoint? We cut a lot of fat. We got rid of a lot of our free agents.
Gee, I don't feel good at all.
Tim, when do you feel good, Tim?
TJ, you went out and spent $150 million in a second round pick on DK Metcalf, and you cutting the fat. They're cutting the fat. TJ, I forgot the helmet. I should have got the helmet. They got stupid face back.
They did. He's QB1 right now. Hello, QB1.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, I mean, let's talk about. Let's just jump right into it. Let's talk real quick. Did you think that they would lose Wilson and Fields at the same time? We wouldn't get either.
I'd never thought in a million years that we would lose Fields. I mean, Russ, I could have told he wasn't coming back. I mean, nice guy.
Mr.
Weird.
Unlimited.
Weird cat, dude. I still thought they were going to bring him back.
Was Fields worth $40 million?
Let me put it this way. I would have gave him I would have gave him the 2 years, $40 million, but the 30 guarantee was crazy.
It is.
That's a crazy amount.
It is. And here's the reality too. He's going to the Jets. I don't care what you tell me about the Jets. The Jets have not been good since Ryan was a coach, man. I mean, they're a dumpster fire. I know they got all this talent, but who cares? Isn't that what we hear all the time about the Browns? They're the most talented team in the AFC North. And what do they ever do?
They stink. I mean, they're the Browns. I've always tell you the Browns are the Browns. But it did. I wasn't expecting that much money, but I thought they would do something. I mean, TJ, to sit here. I mean, but I did tell you when this whole thing started, who was my option?
Well, I mean, you talked about number 12. You did, yeah.
I did. I said, give him number 12. Give him it. But this is ridiculous, TJ. Every day I'm refreshing Twitter every 5 seconds.
I know.
This is worse than the Ayuk thing.
Oh, it is
30 times worse.
Well, you know when he's going to announce it. He's going to announce it on McAfee. I can tell you right now, the Steelers already know what's going to happen. There's something that's already in the works or it's not in the works. I mean, because right now, what else are they going to do? Who else would they grab?
TJ, but Kirk Cousins. Oh God, I can't believe that word came out of my mouth too.
So we'll talk about him in a second because we got a lot of stuff going on. But there's a lot of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about Metcalf. They did make a splash on a big wide receiver. I mean, Metcalf is definitely top 10, don't you think?
Yeah, Metcalf's a monster, dude. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he can do anything else besides run straight. He reminds me of a ginormous aircraft carrier that he can't turn left or right. All he can do is but does it so fast.
You know who he reminds me of? I mean, when you think again, if the Eagles are their blueprint, who does he remind you of?
Hey, those two were at the same school together. Can you imagine that?
That's scary. So you definitely upgraded.
Those guys must have just ate all the steroids at Southern Miss.
Dude, have you seen his physique? It's ridiculous. And if you're a D-back or a safety, can you imagine if him and Pickens go ape crazy on you, butt crazy on you, start throwing you around?
Are we in a safe place?
Yes.
In my mind, when I have my shirt off, I look like DK Metcalf when I look in the mirror.
Yeah, that would be your mind, too. That would be it.
It's in my mind.
He's scary. Did you see some of his workouts, too? He's scary.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, the only thing is, how are you? Those two are. You got those 14 and him. They're nuts. They're banana land, dude. They're banana land.
That's true.
How are you going to control those two?
That's
it's
true.
I don't know. I could see them just throwing their helmets up in the air at the same time, and both of them just hitting each other in the head as they cross paths.
They could. It's nuts. But it did. I mean, you talk about nightmares for for defenses, and that's really when the Eagles kind of did that. That was scary for them. You
See,
find a
but
slot guy, holy cow!
to me, I still think Devontae, or what's his name, the other guy for the Eagles, he can run routes. Like I don't see either of these two running routes. Like that's why when they traded for DK, I was like, I think we're gonna bring Russ back because he's just gonna throw moon balls
Moonballs.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
that's right.
And then I'm
Well,
like going,
it makes you think maybe. I mean, when you look at that other kid in the draft, Buka, he's more of a route runner. I think
see,
maybe.
you can't take a receiver in the first round after just
Well,
trading for
well,
Metcalf.
not after that, but I mean, but I think what it does open you up to either drafting somebody or maybe this maybe Wilson will be a little bit better as we get
He
rolling here.
better be better. I mean, you give him a third round draft pick, he better be half decent.
Well, who's going to be covering him? I mean, you got to cover if you keep George and you keep Metcalf. Who's left? You got a slot receiver and a linebacker, or or,
Me.
or you have Fryermuth. I mean, who's
It's gonna be
left?
me out there like this.
Because you gotta overcommit to those two guys. Who are you going to leave open?
TJ, I agree. I mean, I TJ, it all makes sense in your head. It makes sense in my head. Then we're gonna be sitting here going, dude, they just never throw to George Pickens and DK Metcalf. I don't know
Others
why
do.
is what's
Washington's getting all the he's getting all the stuff now.
why is Scotty Miller getting all the touches?
That's true. Well, you got to think if they were to swing at any wide receiver in the free agency, I mean, they pretty much got the big one out there, man.
Well, I'm happy they got DK Metcalf because I couldn't go through. Like to me, they would be back on the Ayuk thing because I think
Oh, that's
the
ridiculous.
Ayuk's trying to try. I can't do this again. I was like, no.
And I
But
like
I mean,
Metcalf better than Debo because I mean Metcalf's young. He's a freak of nature. You don't know how chunky Debo's going to be when he comes into camp because they said he was about 20
deep,
pounds over this last
but
year.
I thought like because I've heard the guy that we were looking to get last year from the Niners is on the trading block again.
Ayuk?
Yes, they're
Oh, yeah,
talking about him hot and heavy with the Browns, which like. But I thought
who's going to
I didn't
throw to
want.
him?
I don't know, dude. I Kenny
Who's
Pickett.
going to throw?
DJ, I'd kill for Kenny Pickett right now. I'd kill for him. But like, I didn't like. I was thinking at least we got DK, so I don't have to worry about them talking about Ayuk for the next 5 months.
That's true. Now you got to say this too of Mason. Of anything, he throws a pretty good deep ball.
PJ, if I have to go, my new beautiful TV will be shattered by week 4 if
I get it.
Mason's
I
the
get it.
quarterback, man.
No, I
Can't.
get it. I don't know what the other solution will be. I mean, we know what the solution is. We know again they're doing something. I think they would have already positioned themselves for something else if they didn't have a pretty good idea that Rodgers is going to be the Steelers. I think for Rodgers is always he's always about
What,
Rodgers. I
dude?
think it's a
What
PR
if
thing.
TJ? What if he goes on that McAfee thing and comes out and he's like, "Hey, I'm signing with the Minnesota Vikings," and that shows in Pittsburgh. It'd be hilarious.
Oh, it would be rough. It'd be rough.
I
But you know
I
what?
don't.
I think everybody's saying he's going to follow in Favre's footsteps, but he doesn't like Favre. So I think if he could figure one, and don't get me wrong, Minnesota, it's indoor. They got a pretty heavy, complete team. You're throwing to studs, but he knows. I mean, I think they're number one. They want to develop, JJ McCartney.
Yeah, no, but TJ, like, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are getting used back to back years. Just think about this, dude. TJ, we're the Pitts. What happened? TJ, I'm going to complain on Mike Tomlin right now. What has happened to us? It's like a culture. Like the culture's not there anymore, dude.
It's different. You're right. He's definitely a player's coach. It's different. There's no doubt.
But TJ, I mean, come on now. At some point in time, okay, you get even if you have a handshake deal, you're like, okay, like, what's the point of keeping it quiet? Like, I don't understand.
I don't think the Steelers requested that. I think Aaron did, and I think he's got
Why?
something with Pat because I think he's going to announce on Pat McAfee.
TJ, that's Lou. When's I don't even know when that show is.
But he's going to be in Pittsburgh.
When?
He would like a week and a half. So I think
I
what he's
mean,
going to do, he's going to broadcast live from Pittsburgh, and he's going to announce on that broadcast that he's going to be a Steeler.
why?
He's got a relationship with McAfee, and you know this. Aaron likes to drum up things about Aaron.
That's what I'm trying to get at, TJ. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't think he cares as long as he gets him. I can tell you this, and I hear people, and I don't understand this. Maybe you can help me to understand this. People are like, "Well, if you get Aaron Rodgers, you're going to be at the same outcome you were last year." That's banana land. You just added DK Metcalf. You add a caliber arm, and somebody can read defenses like Aaron Rodgers. How can you say we're going to win 9, maybe 10 games? We did that last year with Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, and with Justin Fields. You and I were both at the Raider game. And let me tell you, even though we won that, weren't we both calling for Russ that game? He was
Yeah,
missing
man.
open receivers.
He was. But I will say this. I don't think they could win 9, 10 games. I just think they're going to go up against somebody that Rodgers can't beat. That's where you get that's where you're going to get half the battle because you're going to going against a guy like Lamar, a guy like Josh Allen, and you're going to get beat.
Well,
Even if you have Rodgers there.
You look at the Ravens. The Ravens beat us, what, 28-14 in the playoffs?
TJ, that team beat TJ. They put
it.
belt to rear end on us.
I get it. From a defense, I mean, they had a great thing, but think about this. You got Rodgers as a quarterback, and you've got Metcalf, and you got Pickens, you got weapons. You pick up a good running back. Again, we'll talk about this. Maybe we pick up a Dobbins, we draft a stud, a kid to do stuff. Is it possible for the Steelers start to outscore people? Could they have thrown up 31 on the Ravens? The defense wasn't that stellar.
I still don't believe. I don't think Pickens is going to. TJ, do you think Pickens is that dude's going to go absolutely 8 bananas before training camp if he doesn't get any money?
He might, but you know what they could do too? I mean, they might just be. What if they are looking to trade him to get a high second pick back?
You're back to where you started.
Depends on how high you get it, because then maybe you do grab, maybe you grab a Buka or something like that. You got a Buka and Metcalf. What?
What if he stinks?
He could. I don't know.
We're speaking of a Buka like he's.
Yeah. Or you know what they're looking for. I mean, they're looking for a running back. They're gonna try to. Now,
I know they're gonna get a running back, but they better get a people mover on the defensive line.
They need that. They without a doubt that's where their holes are at right now. But you look at where Rodgers is at now. You give him a good defense too, and then if we have somebody that can put up at any moment. I mean, even if we're averaging 28 or something, come on, man.
The line depth still gets me very nervous.
It is a little thin, but they're young, which is good. Hopefully they'll stay healthy. And then again, you're rolling the dice with Broderick Jones. You don't know what he's going to be this year.
He better be good. That dude better come in looking like the Incredible Hulk, ready to play left tackle. Because I think the Travel Chief's going to be fine on the right side. Travel Chief's going to be fine.
I think he will. But did you hear? I heard whatchamacallit. Oh gosh, he was one of the old Steeler linemen. He said this. It may have been Starks. He said the thing with Broderick. He said it's not physical ability. He says it's all shoulder, above the shoulders. He says he's got to get his head back in it. So, I mean, from a mentality standpoint, if he can kind of piece that together, who knows? And again, a great quarterback makes your line look a whole lot better.
I don't disagree with you. I just feel like we're going to see a lot of that Ben Roethlisberger offense where it was like 3 arch.
Maybe, but from a pick apart standpoint and pure arm talent, who do you want older Ben or older Rodgers?
Oh, I mean, Rodgers still has an absolute missile for a right arm.
So if he's reading defenses and you got guys that can run routes and get open, I mean, those two guys take the tops off the defense.
But I guess my question is, like, he didn't have bad weapons with the Jets. Like, what happened? Is it just because of the Jets?
I think so. And I think he was, as much as Tomlin is a player's coach, blah, 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 the Steelers' identity is going to be the Steelers' identity. He's not going to get Tomlin fired. He's not going to call the shots. He can't. I just don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to be like Russell Wilson either. That's going to be like, hey, whatever you need me to do, man, I'm your guy. I'm looking forward to Aaron pushing the envelope just a little bit. And I think we're looking for a guy to bridge us for a year because we're drafting our quarterback next year.
Oh,
so I don't want them to go crazy.
It's happening next year.
Oh, it is. Did you see all the comp picks that they've already picked up?
I know.
We got like what, 3 or 4 third round draft picks?
Not yet. I mean, if they said Russ has to go 17-0, win the Super Bowl for us to get that third round draft pick from the Giants, something tells me that's not reachable.
No, that's not going to happen. But I think we're in better shape than I think we are, and I don't understand why people can't see that. It's weird to me. I think we sour so bad. We're like, oh, they're so far away. I don't think, dude, they're one of the teams that made the playoffs. I don't think they're that far away. I think you add some depth to the defensive line. Mm-hmm. I think the offensive line takes a step. They throw another running back in there. They went out and got a stud receiver. Let's see what Roman Wilson does.
But to me, that's like, when I look at everything, there's that level in the first round, and then there's another level of teams that they could do everything perfect, and they're not going to be that next level of teams.
You never know how. You know what? The season's like the draft. You never know how it's going to play out. You don't know what's going to happen with injuries. You don't know what's going to happen with some teams that are going to be juggernauts fall apart. I mean, look at the 49ers this year. Would you ever have anticipated the 49ers falling out of the sky with all the injuries and all the stuff that they had? And we still don't even know this.
They're beat up.
I mean, is Christian McCaffrey, what's he going to be like when he comes back? He's not like a 22-year-old anymore.
I know. I mean, but that's not the teams I'm worried about. I'm worried about the AFC teams.
So what happens with the Ravens? Let's say Derrick Henry gets back, and let's say that he's lost a step. I mean, how old is Derrick Henry now? He's in his 30s, isn't he?
He doesn't lose steps. That dude's TJ.
Who knows?
I was getting sore watching him run hills. I was on the couch. I'm going, well, this dude, what is he doing? This guy's a monster.
You just never know. I mean, you never know. And then like you look at the Bengals. Hey, they got all that money on offense, but dear Lord, are they going to be able to stop anybody?
I agree. Their defense is going to be proven. But they sold Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and then the Browns are. I mean, golly,
TJ, the Browns are the stinking. Like I would have loved it if Russell Wilson would have went there because I thought it'd been hilariously comical watching like the whole Pickett saga and that, and then like I don't even know what Deshaun Watson like is he just showing up and working out at the? Is he done? Is he there? Not there anymore?
I mean, he's there, but they redid his deal. But I don't know.
I'm just like also thinking like where are they coming up? Like where's the Browns coming up with? Because you're talking about them maybe trading for Cousins. Like where are they coming up with the money? Like I don't. Is you mean? Do they have a different salary cap and still suck?
It's almost like they do, isn't it? It's almost
like they give them more money. They're like, don't worry, they're the Browns. They're still going to screw it up. They do.
They might. I don't know. So it's been crazy. So you get. I mean, we know that they added depth to wide receiver. I still think they're going to grab somebody else in the draft. And free agency. Who knows? Maybe they'll grab somebody through free agency still. I don't think it's going to be top tier. I don't think they need somebody top tier. I think they need a good, solid slot guy. I think we underestimate.
I think the slot guy. It has to be Roman Wilson.
It could be.
You drafted him in the 3rd round, TJ.
It could be, yeah.
That was a premium pick from Michigan. He has to be your guy.
So if he is, then I think you roll with what you get. But you get some shifty guys in there. Again, what puts pressure on that, what opens everything up is you got 2 studs on the outside. So that should open up everything for Freiermuth.
Let me ask you a weird question because I thought about this scenario. And I know they need D-line help really bad. Like, what happens if somehow that tight end from Penn State slips to you?
He's a weapon. You take him.
I mean, that dude is a absolute animal.
You have to take him. So I think what Omar did, which was well, they plugged a lot of holes so that they can grab the best athletes that they want in this position. They're not drafting for need. Now I still think defensive line is need.
I disagree with you, dude.
Well, no, they grabbed that, but think about this. They grabbed a great wide receiver.
Yeah.
They grabbed, they got some decent, their cornerbacks are decent. They grabbed a decent safety. They have, they got another tight end just in case you need one. They just grabbed another kid for line help, which isn't bad. He's not great. These are depth pieces now. I think their outside backers are fine. People got upset that they got rid of the tooth chipper, but what you forget about is who's coming back off of IR.
We'll see. TJ, I mean,
dude, his workouts look great.
TJ, his knees worse than my knee, and I can't even move. And
so they must see something in him saying, you know what, he's going to be fine. They must see something like that. So I would have loved to see them maybe, and again, it's not too out there yet. Maybe they'll pick up one more guy on the D line, and then they're open to do whatever. It would not surprise me in the least for them to dish Pickens and to get a second rounder back somehow, some way, work something out there, or another late first rounder, and then you grab like a Grant or you grab another wide receiver,
there's no way in God's creation anybody's giving up a first rounder for Pickens.
No, I don't think you get a first rounder for him, but I think you couple that with something to get in there. Let me ask you a question: if Gentry falls, do you take him?
I don't like him,
dude.
That's just me. I like the kid from North Carolina better than him.
I think if Gentry falls, you grab him.
No, I can't do another first round running back.
Tell me another.
TJ, I can't.
Tell me another running back.
That has
that. Did you see his workout?
TJ, the running back position is way too deep this year. I can't do it. They need the TJ. Tim will be sitting there with a smile on his face, with a senior hat on. If it's the big dude from Michigan, that's who I want.
Is that Grant?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who I want. I want him. You don't have Ogunjobi there anymore. You plug him in there. That's who I want.
You know what's funny though? Ogunjobi, they need him because they haven't had anybody like him since probably Hampton.
I mean, Ogunjobi, he stunk and he was on steroids. He got suspended. Can you imagine?
I know.
When he's off the juice, he's like mere you. He's like a mere mortal.
He is. He is. It's crazy. But I think you're right. They could do it. So let's talk about running backs real quick. Now, there is some chatter that they're going to pick up Dobbins. They haven't
And
yet, but
TJ, again, his knee is pieced together with gumdrops. And,
well,
and, and no,
you got to
no.
pick up another. I would pick up another free agent running back just in case.
TJ,
They're going to be cheap.
TJ, you go draft your guy, and then you pick up a free agent running back. Running backs are fungible.
Well,
Fungible.
let's say you could
Fungible.
pick up Dobbins for like a couple $1 million.
I don't want him. He's
I would
hurt
take
all the
him.
time, TJ.
I
No.
would. I get it,
I
but I don't
I
think he's
told you
the guy. But I think he's a compliment piece.
no, you go get your first round running back and you're fine. I told you who the guy that I said they should get the kid from Philly, and they did. I was kind of stunned about that. I was like, oh, Gainwell, I like him. So
He's good.
he'll be your third. He'll be your third round third back, and you get a young kid.
Well, who are you thinking? You thinking Hampton? You thinking Johnson? You thinking Scadaboo or whatever?
Scatterboo?
What's his
No,
name?
TJ. I don't want a white running back.
He actually
Don't
looked pretty
want
good
Scad-
in the bowl game he played in.
TJ, again, he was playing against dudes like me and you in the bowl game. I'm okay with Scatterboo. You keep Scatterboo.
I think they're going to grab somebody.
I like the kid from I like the kid from North Carolina a lot. I like the one kid from Ohio State a ton also.
So what round do you think those guys are going to leave? Third round, fourth round?
TJ, I think you can get a good running back in the fourth round. I really do. So to me, it's like you're going D line.
I might go D line twice. I might go D line,
I
first and third. Now again, they're probably going to pick up a QB at some point, but I mean,
Oh
depending on who
my.
they go after.
TJ, if they take Milrow or if they take that kid from Southern Miss, which I like to just call
Dart?
TJ, all he is Kenny Pickett in a Southern Miss uniform. TJ, I'll shatter everything in my house. Everything.
I don't like the kid from Bama. I think he's too raw. I've watched him throw football. There's just nothing there I like.
This dude, I can just see it in his googly eyes, just enamored with him.
So
And if
here's the reality. I mean, and I'm okay with this. Let's say, I think they're going to get Rodgers. Let's say they don't, though. I'm okay with them running with Mason this year and building everything else up, knowing that next year you get your quarterback.
I'm good with that, but TJ, I'm gonna be a miserable SOB next year when they got like 4 wins.
Well, I think you're going to see Rodgers. I think Rodgers is going to be the guy.
What will drive me nuts is if Mason runs the show the whole next year and they finish with 10 wins. I will go nuts. I'll be like, dude, you got to be kidding me.
Well, I mean, he could.
But TJ, it will be 9-10 wins, and they're gonna be winning rock fights 10-3, 17-4. I don't need that, dude. I don't need that.
No, I'm
Give me
with
some
you.
TJ. Finish somewhere between 12th pick in 2026 and number 1. That's what I want. Because if you're at the 12th pick, you're gonna have ammunition to trade up to at least the top 7 or 8, 6. To get your quarterback, because there's going to be like 5 or 6 next year.
But at that point, you can kind of get what you want. And, if you got to give up a first rounder next year or something like that to move up to where you got to go, you do what you got to do. People forget they moved up to get Roethlisberger, too. They didn't just sit back. They went up.
No,
to
they
get
sat
him.
back to get Roethlisberger.
No, they went up.
No, they didn't.
Oh, no, it wasn't for Roethlisberger. It was for
Oh, I could tell you a couple people
they
moved
grabbed
up for.
Roethlisberger. What was he, 11 or 14?
11.
11.
They
They had the
drafted up
11th
for.
pick?
Yeah, they drafted up for that midget.
Oh, yeah, the kid from Michigan, Bush. Yeah,
And he
was
just
awesome.
signed with the Browns for like $2 million. I'm going googly moogly. If they get, is there a line I get lined up over Cleveland?
He's still in the league.
And they're just passing out money to people.
You know who else is still in the league? Ready for this? Artie Burns.
I saw him get signed. I'm going, who does he have pictures of?
Artie Burns still in the league. It's crazy.
I mean,
So I am totally okay if they just continue to build the team up,
yep.
get some defensive line help, get add a a linebacker here. And actually, their inside guys look pretty set to me. Outside look like they got a good rotation. Hey, we signed Moon, the stud that is Moon. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I think you
Moonball.
keep building the trenches. You definitely got to pick up a running back. I mean, then you stockpile for next year. You make your jump next year.
It all comes down to this dude right here.
It does.
I hate to say it.
Well,
And I'm
what
just
is-
sitting. It just. I'm
What
just
does your
waiting.
gut tell you? What does your gut tell you? Do you think he's going to be a Steeler?
Oh, I do. I think he's going to be a Steeler, but it sucks, and I hope he is. But TJ, there's one specific reason. Like, if this wasn't happening next year, I could care. I would say I'm done with this. Ride it with Mason. They're playing in Chicago next year, and there's no TJ. If he signs with the Steelers and they're halfway and they win in TJ, I'm gonna get. If they start out like 4-5-1, I will have multiple Aaron Rodgers jersey. No one's only gonna be 1 year and wear it every day out here.
He's
I will go
funny.
to the game in Chicago and I'll be like, I'm gonna hold up a sign and say, "Daddy's home." And I look at it this way. And if it's one, here's how my sick brain thinks of everything. I go, if it's one more year and Aaron Rodgers comes to Chicago and he beats the Bears as a Pittsburgh Steeler, and he's the daddy of their team, and this will be the last time ever, does that make me the daddy of the Bears fans too?
Could be.
That's how my brain works. That's the only reason. If they weren't playing in Chicago next year, I could care less. But they're playing in Chicago.
I know. So what do you do with, like, let's say he goes after, let's just say he goes, let's say he plays well, and let's say they go 2 games into the playoffs, and he wants to play another year. Do you give him another year?
Sure, but I'm still with the
Oh, I'm still
2026.
drafting the stud, but he's just
I
going to sit
mean,
behind Aaron for a
TJ,
year.
if we put it this way, if me and you were at that 2026 draft and there isn't a quarterback selected in the first round, TJ, I don't know what I'll do. That may be the last time you see me. I may run on the stage and get instantly shot by a sniper somewhere because
Oh,
I'll be done. I'll be
they're going to
done.
grab one. Yeah, there's no doubt they'll grab somebody. But it also means this. Again, I just maybe people. I
What if
remember what.
what if Shador slips to them? Do you take him? I think they're all going to. I think all the quarterbacks in this draft are going to stink. So it's like,
I
but do you
don't
take
know
a whirl on him?
if he goes down to 21.
I don't know if I
God,
could. I don't know if I could deal with that circus for the next at least 5-6 years because it's going to be circus every day with him,
it
dude.
would be. Does he have? When you look at him, do you see? I think this. I think I'm with you. I mean, I think they have a plan, and I think they love it that, every other mock thing we see. Oh no, I hear great smoke about Dart and all these guys. I think the Steelers love that because they like to keep everybody off their scent about what they're going to do, and I think that
Would
I
you
think they're just going to build the
and pick
trenches.
dudes like Terrell Edmonds in the first
Yeah.
round?
No, I
They'll be
think
off this scent.
since Weidel came in, their drafts have been very solid, and they have a specific purpose. They've been building the trenches,
Yeah.
offensive side, because the line was awful. How can they not go to the defensive line again if they're mirroring what the Eagles did? I mean their defensive line won them the Super Bowl.
I
Mahomes
know.
couldn't do anything.
I know.
And I know, oh yeah, but they scored so many points. What could the Chiefs do?
I
They
know.
shut down the mastermind, the offensive mastermind, Andy Reid and Mahomes.
And
And and they didn't blitz at all.
I still have Bears fans to this day telling me that lineman that they picked instead of Carter, that was a smart pick. I'm like, you guys are morons out here. They're
I'll tell you what,
morons.
he's a
He's a
generational guy.
generational
Yeah,
dude,
he's
man.
generational. To me, it's absolutely ridiculous that they missed out on
He
him.
may
But
be in prison in like 3 years, but he's generational right now.
hey, he could be rehabilitated. Every once in a while, people misstep. Ben Roethlisberger. I saw a meme where they're like, they got to find somebody clean like Ben Roethlisberger. I'm like, what in the heck?
I don't
Isn't it
remember.
funny how we change the story?
I don't remember anything ever bad with Ben.
Yeah,
Ben ever.
you're
All
right.
I remember is him just holding on to his little girl and his boys as they walk off the field and everybody. He's great. Good man. Good man.
Do you remember
Solid
when
guy.
he did that press conference and he had his hair was like in a top ponytail, and you're like, what in the world? Shave that head. It's crazy.
I
So I
know.
think they have a plan, and they're going to stick with the plan. I think they're definitely going to get somebody to the defensive line. They're going to grab a running back. If they decide to keep Pickens, I mean, here's the reality. Boy, when you got Pickens and Metcalf, and they're kind of like similar guys. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Pickens has got gifting off the charts, but they're
Mm.
both headaches. I mean, would it surprise you to see them dish him for another draft pick?
Pickens?
Yeah.
It would have to be. Yeah, I mean, if they, no, it wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, to me, I think what they said, what I read is I wouldn't trade him for anything less than a third rounder because if he leaves walking next year, you at least get a third round comp for him.
I would say, I think you're going to find a team that will take a shot at him for a second rounder.
Oh, I think you can get a second rounder for him. But man, again, you're putting a lot of trust in like you're putting a lot of trust in that rookie you're drafting to be like because you got nobody.
No.
You
And you'll
got
be almost in the same
nobody.
situation we were in last year. And if you can keep those two together, now I think Aaron Rodgers can keep those two guys together. I mean,
See,
he's Aaron Rodgers.
here would be an interesting thing. There's a guy out there. I don't know if he's got any juice left, but it'd be interesting in bringing him in, and you tell you a lot about the dynamic of what's going to happen. Amari Cooper's still out there. You get him on a cheap deal, and maybe you ship Pickens out, get that second rounder. You got Metcalf and you got Amari Cooper. I think it's a pretty good combination right there. Still, I don't know if it's devastating as the other pair with Pickens, but you got a dude he's a tactical. That's what he makes his bread and butter. He's a route runner. He's a little bit older, but you may be able to draft that dude in round 2, that wide receiver that you want in round 2,
You
to
could.
come in and learn under Coop, and he's a veteran guy, leader in the thing.
Who's going to lead
That
that wide
has crossed my
receiver room?
mind. What?
Who's going to lead that wide receiver room?
It's got to be. I mean, dude, DK Metcalf's getting paid $30 million. It has to be him, and it scares the bejesus out of me.
No,
I mean,
he is something else.
TJ, you don't pay a dude that much money not to be a guy, a dude.
Dude, that is, I mean, if you're a defensive coordinator, that's just a bunch of nightmares.
Well,
What do you
you know what I would do if I was a defensive coordinator?
Hmm.
And I had both those guys? All I would tell my D-backs do little stuff to them to get in their head,
Yeah.
to eventually watch them just go banana land and one of them gets thrown out of the game.
But you get those guys and you get somebody like a surgeon like Aaron Rodgers. He's going to get them the ball.
But I also see Aaron Rodgers too. If one of those guys get lippy, he's the type of dude that you will never see the ball.
Which, I mean, and they got to know that. I mean, how many QBs in the league? I mean, even for these young guys, even though they may not see him, he may not be what he used to be, there's still mystique in knowing who he was.
But
I mean,
I think DK Metcalf gets that. Do you think Pickens cares?
I don't know if Pickens gets anything.
Pickens doesn't care. He doesn't care about nothing.
I think
dude.
he wants to get paid.
But here's my thing: like, if you slap a deal to him, is it realistic you pay another wide receiver $25 million?
No, you can't. Because I think if you pay him, he's going to turn out just like Antonio Brown. You won't have any. I mean, it'll go to his head, and you won't have any control over. I think you either trade him for something now, or you ride him out to next year. Then you get a comp pick for him when he leaves.
Couldn't you franchise tag him though too?
You could, yeah, you could franchise tag him.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Again, if you get in there, you get deep in the playoffs, or something remarkable happens, and they push it heavy. Maybe George. Every great diva wants the ball. And the QB situation in Pittsburgh has been so awful. Maybe if he had somebody chucking him the ball on a regular basis, maybe they'd be satisfied. I don't know. I mean, even DK Metcalf, he had a little bit of old Russell Wilson. I mean, he hasn't had Mahomes or any of these guys chucking him the ball either.
TJ, I would kill for Geno Smith right now. I'd kill for Geno Smith.
Would you rather have Geno? Or would you rather have 1 year of Aaron Rodgers?
I'd rather TJ. Every ounce of my focus right now is on the quarterback for 2026. So everything's circled around that. I'm Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think he's the guy. I think it falls perfectly into place for the Steelers. And again, I hear people talk, well, it's just a dumb. It's not dumb. You're going to pay him. My guess is he's going to get somewhere between $30 and $40 million for the year.
Yes.
And that's fine. I mean, if you're giving, Justin Field 20, 30 guaranteed.
I guess only thing that's killing me is this, and this is the question I don't know, is this whole Rodgers crap hampering them from doing other stuff that they wanted to do in free agency? Like get a better defensive lineman, do something of the sort like that.
I don't know. I think, I don't know. That's a good question. Because that's really the last big piece I could see them having to get. And I know some guys are like, oh, we got to get these guys. Again, we run that 3-4 defense, so I don't think it's just finding the guys. I think it's finding the right ones. They need a Casey Hampton type of guy that just boogers up that whole middle.
But I heard Tomlin. Did you see Tomlin's remarks at the coaches thing he's at right now in California? Somebody asked him about that, and he's like, we want guys with flexibility. So it tells me they're not going to take a nose tackle that's on the field two downs two downs.
Do you think he's going to tell anybody what they're doing?
TJ, I don't know what the hell he's doing anymore.
He lies anyway. He's not going to tell anybody. They're not going to even put any hint out there that they could possibly be going after Grant. There's no hint to it. He's not going to do anything. He'll let all the narratives play out. Oh yeah, that Dark kid. He's a great kid. He says all the right stuff to all the right things, even with Aaron Rodgers stuff. So looking at the quotes from all the stuff and from the thing that he said, if Aaron Rodgers is not a possibility, do you think that they're going to war with just Mason?
TJ, they went into TJ. They had a quarterback room of Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, and who was the third dude?
Mason.
Mason. TJ, I don't know. That was their quarterback room 2 years ago. Let's think about that.
I think they've got other options and other cards up their sleeve if they need them. But
They better have a ginormous card up their sleeve.
I think they met with Aaron. I think they had everything done, and Aaron's like, "Listen, I want to announce this on the McAfee show." And what does Tomlin care? I don't think he cares.
You're the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I
Come
get it,
on.
but Aaron, I mean, even his little tight circle, they're like, "We don't know, we don't know." They all know what he's going to do. It's just what he's going to announce it. He's going to throw a bone to his buddy. I mean, he's going to be in freaking Pittsburgh. It makes perfect sense. I would be shocked if that's not when they announce it. So you do that. It's great. I mean, he's not coming to the OTAs anyway.
I can't wait. What is that, 2 weeks?
Yeah. That's
I
I take
can't-
a week and a half. Yeah.
TJ, I can't do this for 2 more weeks. Every day it's Twitter. Every second it's Twitter. I sleep and I go to bed. I go wake up in the middle of the night, gotta check Twitter. Maybe Aaron Rodgers at 2 a.m. my time. I can't do this for another. I can't do this for another 2 weeks.
I think he's a done deal, or they'll ride with. I mean, even if you go after Cousins or somebody like that, it's Cousins is going to be looking at. He's not looking at a very heavy deal. He can't be. Who's going to pick him up?
Cousins. I could see that now.
Again, somebody that could read a defense and still's got zip in their arm. If you look at the stats, it's funny. For Aaron Rodgers last year, they changed some of the stat categories to where how they determine their percentage for receivers that are open and catchable balls and all the other stuff. And he finished like 8th in the league. That's good enough to me. You finish 8th in the league, that's fine. He went through. He had didn't have a head coach, and it was a dumpster fire. He was probably basically the offensive coordinator because they were just a mess. Your organization is a mess when you can bring in like him for a couple years and he gets everybody else fired. It's just ridiculous to me. That's not going to happen in Pittsburgh. And if he does get Tomlin fired, are you upset with that, Tim?
No comment, dude.
So before we finish stuff up, why don't we take a look into the Yinzer mailbag? What's the Yinzer mailbag? It's when you, the Yinzer fans, get to ask us the Yinzer Bros any question you want.
We gotta get some like music for the Yinzer mailbag. Like
we'll work on
mailbag.
that. We'll talk it to producer
Yinzer.
T, see if you can figure that out for us.
I didn't even know producer T even produces anymore for the show.
Oh, he does. It's very limited. We're going to get him engaged.
Gotcha.
So if you'd like to ask us any question, you can email us at yinzerbros@gmail.com. And if you are fortunate enough, you'll get your question read on this international podcast. We're international because I still think we have a Canadian listener. I don't know. Maybe we lost him because of all the Trump stuff. I don't know.
Oh, well, maybe. I don't know, man.
I heard we're buying Greenland. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see. Hey, by the way, just to put it out there, I know we were talking about possibly going to Ireland. Apparently, Ireland right now is a dumpster fire, and they're looking to just find Americans to rob, pillage, and kill.
TJ, do you think if I head over to Ireland my size, dude, I'm going to look like a goddamn giant compared to these people?
Well, it ain't the Irish you got to worry about. It ain't the Irish you got to worry about.
TJ, do you think they're going to mess with me when they go pick on a 5'3" hobbit?
I don't know.
Me walking around like this.
I'm just telling you right now, Europe is a dumpster fire
TJ,
right now. I don't know what's going on over there.
I got the nose thingy
That's
now.
true, you do.
I'm ready to go.
That's true. So what do you got in the mailbag, Tim?
I mean, this is a nice. We got Mr. D. I like to call him. He's another listener here. It's not Eddie Spaghetti Marcus. I don't know what he's doing, but he goes. He's happy to hear that I moved on from the Harbos to the Lindor chocolate balls.
Yeah, those are good. You upgraded that.
Yeah, dude. I went to the Costco today and grabbed me another. I don't know, 50 bag the
Tim,
Lindor
how many of
chocolate
those do
balls.
you go through like a week? You're going right. You just pulled that right out of Aaron Rodgers' left or right breast.
Can't see them, but they are the. I mean, you can't see them because it's. I
You
gotta.
go through a whole bag of those a week?
No, TJ. If I went through a whole bag of those, you'd be rolling me around here like a.
How many do
Um,
you go through a week? How many of those do you eat a day, Tim?
I've had one today.
How many will you have before you shut your eyes tonight?
I'll have that one because I had a because I had a piece of cheesecake after dinner, so I figured can't I can't be popping too many Lindors. So I had one today. I maybe anywhere from 2 to 3. I would say every other day.
2 to 3 every other day.
Yeah,
So you eat like basically one and a half a day, two a day.
I like to. I would like to round it down to 1.5.
So do you actually eat half and then put it back in the wrapper and put it back in the thing?
No, that scenario's never popped up. I can honestly say that once the wrapper is once it's the milk chocolate's by it's naked by itself. There's no going back into the wrapper. It's
I
going to
get it. Well,
it's
you know
going
what?
to the belly of the beast.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good that he noticed that you had shifted. That's good.
I did. I shifted, but I mean now it's like I said. If you could see, this has nothing to do with that. I don't know if the famous workout video where the guy gets up and he has his mouth taped and has one of these on. And he puts his face in the water like
Yeah.
before. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with that. I bought one of these, TJ. I've been telling you. I've been on the juice for
He has. Tim's been on the Afrin for what is it? How
30
long
years
now?
now.
Yeah, and if you
20
look
years.
clearly on the packaging, it says you shouldn't use it beyond like 48 hours.
I
Tim,
bl-
I don't know
I
any medication that says you should be on it for 30 years.
I blame that on the missus. She gave it to me one time. Never
Like the crack
stopped.
cocaine, Tim. Like
Like
crack
TJ,
cocaine.
it got so bad. Like I misplaced it when I was traveling. I landed. I thought I was suffocating underwater. I was I TJ.
You're
I
like
was
you're
ser-
like you're like Bilbo with that ring, looking for that
TJ.
ring.
I was running in between different airport kiosks, hoping to get a sniff of the Afrin. I'm going. I'll pay whatever. I'd pay $1 million at that point in
Well,
time.
because you don't even do the Afrin now, do you? You do like the off brand, and you need the off brand, don't you?
That's the thing. The Afrin doesn't even work. I need the if I don't have the Walgreens brand. If they ever got a business, TJ, I would have died. Like TJ, I go to Walgreens. I was going to Walgreens once a month, and I was loading up like it was survival food. I
Like you did
cleared
with the
my
toilet paper. Remember you did the toilet paper for the
I
COVID?
clear the shelves. You came into my house and you looked in my pantry. You'd be like, "This dude's stocking up for World War X with all of his Afrin sprays." So I looked at myself in the mirror one day. I said, "I got to find something." So I got the magnetic thing that opens up your airways.
Does it work?
So far, so good. I just
That's
can't wear it
good.
all day.
Why, Tim? It's such a good look. You barely see it. For
I
those of you
mean,
that are just listening to the podcast, he's got a black strip across his nose. It looks
it's
like
not. It's not a. It's like they put these pads on your nose that have little metal things, and
yeah.
this thing has metal magnetics, and it attached to them, and it opens up your airways on your nose.
Does it really?
Yeah. I feel like a bumbling idiot. First time I got them, it gives you a 15-day pad thingy. I must have went through 14 days messing with my nose. So put it this way, when it's all said and done, the amount of money that I was spending on nose spray is about the same as these magnetic things per day. I mean, but I'm trying to get off the juice. I
No,
am
I think that's good because you know what? Only God knows what that's doing to your brain and your head and stuff.
very irritable though, very irritable.
Yeah. Well, how can you tell? I can't tell.
I mean, it is what it is, but I got to get off the juice. Um, Question: do we think the Steelers overpaid for DK Metcalf?
No, I think it's just what receivers cost. Like now, he's young enough. You get him for 5 years,
I
and
like the
again,
way I like the way the deal was structured because
I do
they're not
too.
getting killed in the cap wise.
Well, even like this year, like was he's like what, like a $16 million cap hit this year? I mean, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
no,
No, I think Khan excels in that. I think if you're going to grab, I would argue this: he's definitely top 10. He might be a top, maybe top 5 is stretching a little bit, but he's young and he's a stud.
How about top five? I think he's top 10. He's good, dude. He's
Yeah.
good. All right. Will Aaron Rodgers be the savior to get the Steelers back to a championship? And if not Rodgers, then who?
I think, and again, this is where you and I kind of part a little bit. You're more of a pessimist. I'm an optimist. I think if they get Rodgers in and they're relatively healthy, um, I can see them. He gives them the opportunity to go toe to toe. I think with anybody. Um, if the defense looks good,
That's a
they
banana land statement, TJ.
no, I think he can. I think because I mean you got Metcalf and you got Pickens. You got two guys that can stretch the field at any moment. You got a guy that can actually that can get them the ball.
Can
Actually.
he?
Oh, he can. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Okay.
He's still with plenty of zip. If you watch some of his highlights from last year, he's got
Well, let
plenty
me
of
put
zip.
it. I get it zip wise, TJ. I am so worried that he's going to be. I don't think he's have time to throw the ball because again, I like the. There's parts of the line that are young. Broderick Jones gets me so nervous, dude. He's going to left tackle. I mean, his natural position, no excuses now. But dude has me so nervous. And the one thing that drives me banana land, I don't know how Pat Meyer still has a job to begin with, their line coach. Like, and not to mention, what happened to the statement at the end of the year that there was going to be big coaching changes?
Mhm. I think that's the heat of the moment. I think you say what you say in the heat of the moment. I think I like how they're constructed. And then you're not asking Aaron, even with the Jets. If you look at some of his stats, he was chucking the ball sometimes, 35, 40 times. They're not asking him to do that. If they are going to stay within the power offense of Arthur Smith, they've loaded up on tight ends. They know that you're going to pound the rock. You get you get a stud young running back in there. You give Jalen Warren the thing. Play action pass is way different than just going back there and having these guys tee off. If their running game is effective and they can really move it, I heard this too with Najee. I heard, and I never even pieced this together. I used to get frustrated with how he ran, but he's not really good in that zone blocking scheme. Jalen Warren is, and that's why you saw, I think, a lot better success with him. It reminds me, remember, like when we had Bell. Bell was very patient in that zone blocking scheme to find out where you could spill the run to.
Yeah,
Jalen Warren is just fast. I mean, my really concern with Jalen Warren is just hold on to the freaking ball. Don't
I
put the
agree.
ball on the ground. So I think with that in mind, and if I remember, I was looking through stats too. Aaron Rodgers was in the top five for getting the ball out quicker than anybody, because I think he knows what he's going to do. I think he knows where to put the ball and stuff like that. So I'm not worried about him getting killed. I think it's ridiculous to think that you add DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers and you think you're going to get the same amount of wins that you had last year. That makes no
Again,
sense to me.
I think they'll still get 10 or 11 wins. To me, I'm at the point right now. Okay, I just think you're going to be whoever you match up with in the playoffs in the AFC, you're going to be disadvantaged at quarterback. Maybe other than one or two teams.
Can Aaron put enough of it together to beat anybody on any given night? I think he could. I think if he's on, he's scary. Let me ask you a question. If you had Aaron Rodgers this year on the Steelers, how many wins do they have?
This year
Yeah,
or last year?
this last year.
I still think they're in the 10 win, 11 win.
I think they grab at least two more wins. Russ was bad down the stretch. I think
I really don't think you could throw much at quarterback in that stretch down the stretch at the end of the year. I don't think it would have made a dang bit of difference.
there's a couple. I mean, they had that three game span where you're going against the Eagles,
Baltimore Eagles
Baltimore,
and
which if you were to pick probably the top three teams in the league,
yeah,
could you argue they're one, two, and three?
you could argue that. Yes.
So I mean, and you play them within a span of what, 10 games or
Yeah.
or 10 days?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But they did but they did the same thing. And all those teams did the same thing. They played that schedule in 10 days, all the people we're talking about, and they fared fine.
Well, I get that, but I mean, you didn't have Mahomes, you didn't have Lamar Jackson, you didn't have Hurts, and you didn't have the defense of the Eagles, which was ridiculous.
No.
I mean, what the Eagles did to the Chiefs
I just
should have been
to
illegal.
me, I get what you're saying, but I also am like, but Rodgers made that big of a deal because that defense was trending downwards also. It wasn't just Russ. Russ stunk. Don't get me wrong, but that defense was trending downwards
What
too.
is the biggest ally to the defense, Tim?
I understand a good offense to keep you on the field. I get it.
But
I get
when
it.
they kept having those three and outs, that defense is out there much longer than it needs to be. That the Steelers defense is never designed to be, I don't know, any defense is designed to be out there the whole game. I think you put him on that team, I think they win two more games. So my thought is this. To me, it's like when people look at Aaron Rodgers and they look at the tape and they see the stats from last year, he's an upgrade from Russell Wilson. I think he's an upgrade from Justin Fields. Why would we think that we're not going to at least do what we did before last year, but we're probably going to be better? And let's say and they get two more wins. Who do they play going to the playoffs the first round? Are they going up against the Ravens? Probably not.
You're not, but you're probably going to go against the likes of maybe a Cincinnati, maybe a Chargers,
I'll take
and
those guys because
maybe the Broncos.
you don't get
But
beat.
but I guess my question is, do you think Aaron Rodgers is better than any of those quarterbacks? Even right
I
now,
think he's better. I think he's better than Hurts as far as a pure passer
Hurts.
and reading defense. Yeah.
Let me put it this way: I'm talking about out of the AFC, the guys that you be matching up
Oh,
with in the playoffs. Like realistically, at this point in time, I don't even know if he's going to be better than Bo Nix.
oh, he will be. He will be. Well, what you deal with some of these guys? This is what I'm not just into Aaron Rodgers for his arm talent. He can read defenses. I mean, what are you going to do to him that he's not going to see?
TJ, I understand what you're saying, but I think a lot of those quarterbacks too. You're talking Patty, you're talking Lamar, you're talking Allen, you're talking Herbert, you're talking Joey B. I mean, that's five already, dude. And then
I get it.
then you get into the likes of. I mean, if Tua is healthy, he's not bad. Like you got the kid up in New England who's pretty good. You got Bo Nix in Detroit. Like
But
to me, it's like one of those things. Like where would he even fall in that pecking order in the AFC?
I think we're approaching quarterback different now. I think. Do you ever remember the league having so many really good quarterbacks?
No.
So I think what we're doing now is this. It's not just about the pedigree of the quarterback. It's the scheme and how everything fits. What the Eagles showed us this year was the complete team wins. So, they did great offensively against the Chargers. There's no doubt. But that defense, their formula is the formula that we're telling each other that Mike Tomlin's trying to do that doesn't work anymore. That formula just won the Super Bowl. Running back, great defense, quarterback that handles the ball. You didn't need Jalen Hurts is not a Mahomes. He is not he's not in the would you put him in the top? He's definitely not in the top 5. Would you put him in the top 10 of quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah, you have to now.
What,
You have to
9,
now.
8?
But here's my thing, though.
So the
TJ,
thought process, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 to win the Super Bowl. I don't think. I think they shattered that.
Yeah, but you're also pairing him with arguably the best running back in the league,
Exactly.
arguably one of the best receivers in the league,
Yes,
and
and a
TJ,
kick tail defense.
and arguably probably the best offensive line in the league.
I mean, in a kick tail defense. So they have a
I
complete team.
they have a complete team, but I mean,
look at the
but
Bengals.
he's still getting paid. I mean, all said and done, Jalen Hurts is still getting paid franchise quarterback money.
Well, he's a pretty good deal. I mean, he's not making Mahomes money though. He's not making.
He's
what's
making
like
close to
70
like 45, 50 million a year.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what you pay quarterbacks now. If you got a starting quarterback that's worth anything in the league, aren't they making that?
I know
So, like,
he
you
was
look at
pretty
the-
good in that Super Bowl, dude.
You look at the Bengals.
Yeah.
They got all that money on offense now. They're like the opposites of the Steelers. Can they stop anybody? And I know you think you can outscore everybody, but when you start to play these big teams, what are they going to do? You know, the Bills are decently balanced.
But that's how it works out because Philly has most of their money currently right now on offense. All that defense they have right now
It's young.
is guys they drafted. They hit on draft.
Yeah.
They hit on
Yeah.
draft picks.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
young.
which is incredible. It's either you gotta. We're getting to a point. You don't see a lot of teams have all their money in their defense.
Mhm.
Like what teams are like taking it to the wire that have all their mony in their defense?
So I don't think it's not just a money thing. I think that it's just like
It's a huge money thing, TJ. Could you look at the top teams in the league? You look at the top. I think that at last year, the top 3 or 4 defensive spenders in the league were the Steelers, the Niners, and I think somebody else, and they were bad.
Well, again, they have to be more balanced. But I mean, at some point, in a few years, the Eagles are going to have to make some heavy decisions because you're not going to be able to keep all those guys on defense.
But I feel that that's coming with the Steelers too. Because like, are you going to
Yes,
hand TJ? Are you going to hand TJ Watt another $40 million?
you're going to pay T.J. Watt. There's no doubt. I mean, they're going to pay T.J. Watt. Are they going to pay
Then
Mika? Probably not.
where are you sacrificing at?
You're going to sacrifice probably at safety because Mika is not. When T.J. Watt doesn't play, we notice that. Mika's not T.J. Watt. He's different.
Okay, but you cut a check for $40 million to him. You still got Queen making a ton of money. You
I
still got a
mean,
lot of guys on defense making a ton of money.
the cap is going up, and it's just the way of things. It's going to be stuff. I mean, whether it's on
Yeah, but
offense or defense, I don't
to
think it
me,
matters.
I don't. Everybody, the whole cap going up thing means garbage to me because that tells me cap goes up $10 million. That just means you're going to spend an extra $3 or $4 million. That player that was normally, if the cap wasn't going down, for film. It's the same thing.
So you
You know
got
what I
to
mean?
find the pieces that fit your offense, and you pay them or your defense. And I think, like, again, the Eagles are a good example of that. They paid A.J. Brown. They paid Saquon Barkley. I mean, they got a bargain with Barkley. Holy crap. I mean, but look at what the Ravens did. They did the same thing with Henry. They got those guys have the same formula. Now the difference between the Ravens and the Eagles is the Ravens defense isn't as good as the Eagles.
I agree.
It's just not. And would
And
you rather have
they don't have the receivers that the
no,
Eagles have
they
either.
don't. But they got the stud running backs, which is fine. But you put those guys toe to toe. What would that Eagles defense have done to the Ravens in the Super Bowl?
Killed them.
So
I don't know
again,
though, because but to me, Lamar's a different beast because he can actually. He's not going to be back there like a sitting duck. He's not going to be back there like a sitting duck like Patty Mahomes was a little bit.
well, he was like a sitting duck because that front line put pressure on him, and they couldn't
I
do anything about
understand,
it.
but if he gets loose in the secondary, are you scared of Pat? You may be scared of Patty Mahomes stretching that for a 25 year game. Lamar's going to take it to the house.
If you were to pick a quarterback to build your team around, Tim, would it be Lamar or Patrick Mahomes?
Again, it would be Patrick Mahomes, but I'm just saying. But I'm just saying, if he got loose, I think it would have been. I mean, it's.
But I mean, the better complete team in my head was, I mean, from a coaching standpoint, from a quarterback standpoint, even though Kelsey's lost a step, you still have Worthy. You got all these guys. You have this high-powered offense. Not that Lamar can't do his thing, but what's Henry going to do against that line? They were animals. What's he going to do? So I think for the Steelers, you find out. I think you start to wean a little bit more from defense, and you get a little bit more balance with offense, which is what's going to happen. You get a good or a good stud quarterback next year. You got him you got a bargain for 5 years.
We talk all about Jalen Hurts and him, but we took Chase Claypool.
I
We could
know.
have had Jalen Hurts. We took
I know.
Chase Claypool.
But do you think Jalen would have been who he is now with us?
I don't know, dude.
I
No
don't think he
idea.
would have been because I don't like he would have had to go through all the stuff with Canada and all the stuff now. I think I like Andy Weidel. I like what they're doing. I like their path, and I think it's going to be fine. I think we just got. I told you this last year. I thought we were about 2 years away from being able to compete. This year's another one where we add some more stuff, some more draft capital, get a little bit stronger, and then I think that next year we start to get a little bit of a lean. Now here's a challenge: you're going to have a young quarterback. You got to give him time to develop. You may get
But
lightning in the
that,
ball like you do with Ben, but I don't know.
but that's what I mean, your offense is young.
It
Everything
is.
from that line to your receivers are young.
Yeah, it
So
is.
you're gonna have time. I don't, dude. I don't know. I mean, you need to. You got. It's almost you have to win a Super Bowl nowadays. Like you said, you got the Eagles, but you must have to win a Super Bowl with that or make a run at it with that quarterback on that rookie deal.
You do. Because then you lose it. Because then you find yourself where the Bengals are at now. And they got two stud receivers, but you can't outscore everybody. I mean, at some point,
I like T Higgins, but dude, he is hurt every other game, man.
I agree. I agree. So I don't know. What else you got in the mailbag? Anything else in
He
there?
had a kind of a similar question about TJ Watt. Be like, hey, do you think does Watt have a good season, or does he not have enough help on defensive side of the ball? Which I think he has plenty of help. I'm just
He
like I
needs
said, my biggest fear
offensive
is
help. They got
yeah.
our offense has to sustain drives. That's what they
And
got
to
to
me,
do.
it's like you pay him $40 million. Like, why did they wait so long?
I don't know. That's
You
what I
probably could
don't
have got
know.
him. You probably could have got him for 30, 32.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I didn't understand. I didn't know, but I don't know why they waited too long for that.
As soon as I saw Miles Garrett, of course you knew Miles Garrett. I mean, Miles Garrett's the biggest joke on the planet. Like I'm like, is it? Are we now safe to say like everything he said about Mason Rudolph was like a complete lie because that
It
dude's an
was.
absolute phony.
Yeah, he is a phony. No, it was.
Yeah.
What else you got? Anything else?
I got nothing else. Eddie
Okay,
Spaghetti was gonna email me some stuff, but he didn't.
that's
He
okay.
didn't get enough time.
So again, if you guys, if you want to ask any questions, you can, and we encourage that. Send us some questions so we can answer those things for you. Again, we have some optimism. You know, the draft is coming. When's the draft? The draft is in what, about a month?
I think it's the 24th, 25th, something of that
Yeah,
sort, man.
yeah. So the draft will be great. We'll see what's going on there. So you'll hear from us a little bit more periodically.
I mean,
And as things happen,
we would probably. I mean, my guess is we'll probably do a pod right before the draft at some point
oh,
because we
absolutely,
past couple of years we've been doing our mocks, and
yeah.
I don't. I think the only pick we've ever nailed in between the whole entire mock draft was uh, Connor Hayward. I think we both had him in because we're like, he's a Hayward, he's going to be on the team.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, that's
Everybody
and that,
else, I don't think we've mocked anybody the Steelers draft the past 2 years
no,
that's
no,
been on the team.
no. I think you're right. Well, I even Fatano. I mean, I don't think anybody anticipated he was going to drop to where he did for
I
them
think
to
maybe
to
I
go.
think we may have said Frazier. One of us may have said Frazier.
Yeah, oh, we did pick Fraser. Yeah, we did because he's a West
Everybody
Virginia
else,
guy.
everybody else, no.
I would be shocked this year if they don't grab Grant. I'd be shocked.
TJ, if they draft Jackson Dart, I am going to
They're,
just
they're not
tear.
gonna they're not gonna draft Dart.
You,
Here's my prediction. You ready for this? I don't think Dart's gonna leave until the third round.
I'd take him in the third round, maybe.
I'll take him in the third. I think he's gonna fall that far.
I
Because
don't.
I
I
think
think
I
somebody's
think
gonna be
I don't think the
stupid taking
quarterbacks are that great this year.
TJ. The quarterbacks weren't great 3 years ago either. And guess who we were taking with our first pick? I should
Which
have, TJ. I should have just stick with my gut. You had the video of me draft day going, oh my god, no, not Kenny Pickett, and I just changed. I should never change. My gut's always right.
Yeah. So he's at the Browns. Holy cow. What's gonna happen there at the Browns? You
TJ,
talk about going from the penthouse to the outhouse.
TJ, you know exactly what's gonna happen. We're gonna be like 7-1. We're gonna go to Cleveland. Kenny Pickett's gonna beat us, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna. That's what it's gonna be.
I hope not. I hope not.
I, and,
So
and I'm kind of hoping Aaron Rodgers doesn't get 8 because that 8 jersey doesn't look. It
those
does me
single
no.
digits,
Does not do good for me.
they don't look good on you, Tim. The single digits. It's a big
Yep.
eight. All right. Well, that's all you have for the Yinzer brothers this week. Again, if you have any comments or you like what's going on, share it with everybody. Please, subscribe to all of our stuff so you get all of our material.
Anybody got any
Again,
of these? Send them my way too.
that's right, because Tim needs a quicker train to get to his first heart surgery. So send him all those things. Again, I'm TJ. I'm here with my brother Tim, and we are the Yinzer Bros. Stay classy, Pittsburgh.
I hope for number one a little bit. All right.
All right. Let's hope that Tomlin's doing his job with Aaron back there. See you,
You better
Pittsburgh.
be.
Oh, I hope so. See ya.